Hello world, Taiteke here. Lately I've been watching a lot of what-if scenarios, mainly about Dragon Ball, but a lot of different franchises as well. I've been wondering about one particular scenario, which is pretty popular, to be honest. Lots of people was talking about this. It's probably the most popular what-if scenario in One Piece. Let's cut to the chase. Today I will show you my interpretation of the what-if Luffy becomes a Marine scenario. First off, I need to make some changes in the past, so let's set some rules. Luffy never meets Shanks, since it was he who put him onto the pirate way of life. There's no way in hell Luffy will meet Shanks and still become the Marine. So no red hair. Let's keep the Gomu Gomu though, since it's so engraved on Luffy's fighting style and personality. Let's say Garp obtained it, and just like with Shanks, Luffy snatched it while he wasn't looking. Second change, Ace also becomes a Marine, since he also had a big influence on Luffy's career path. Let's say Sabo still wants to become a sailor/pirate, so he still goes out and gets shot down, so he can succumb to the amnesia and become a member of Revolutionary Army. Luffy still trains with Ace in the forest. Sometimes both are getting their butts handed to them by Garp. Days are passing by. Ace turns 16 years old and officially joins the Marines. Since it's possible in the One Piece world, I guess, since Kobe joined the military when he was only 16. Meanwhile Luffy still trains and perfects his devil fruit powers. Now, I'm in quite a pickle. I don't know what should I do with Haki. We all know Garp is quite familiar with it. I may even go and say he's a master in armament, but should he teach it to either Luffy or Ace? Well, he was training them even though they wanted to become pirates and didn't say a word about it. I don't think he introduced Kobe to this concept either. Let's just say he once mentioned Haki, when Ace asked him why can he hurt Luffy even though he's made of rubber, so they at least know the term, but have no idea what it actually is or how to obtain it. After some time Luffy joins Marines as well, where due to his status, being the Garp's grandson and whatnot, but also due to his physical strength and devil fruit which he possesses, he quickly becomes a Marine captain. Now you may say he'll be too weak yet, or too young, but consider that Kobe, at the age of 18, also is a captain already. Gomu Gomu fruit is pretty desirable by world government, so it only makes sense they want to keep Luffy on their side, not as a chore boy too. Axe-Hand Morgan was a captain as well, and he was, well, not too strong, let's say. Captain is still pretty low rank amongst the entire Marine rank system, so it's not that unbelievable to make him one. So Luffy is a Marine captain now. He's got a mission from the headquarters to investigate some of the East Blue's Marine outposts, as there are multiple reports on them being corrupted. So Luffy goes to Shell's Town with his underlings, where he gets greeted by Captain Morgan himself. Probably, since he is captain as well, Luffy will be invited to dinner or something. Of course, being always hungry, he can't decline. There he hears a story about Zoro. Morgan's son would probably slip something, being full of himself like he always was. Of course pointing the story so he would look like a victim and Zoro as a ruthless bastard. Luffy probably wouldn't believe it, being so pure-hearted as he is, so he would investigate it further. First, after the dinner of course, he would go across the town and ask people about him. There he'll learn the truth about Morgan being a tyrant and Zoro being the martyr in this situation. Then he'll go to visit Zoro himself, so he can learn about the deal between him and Helmeppo about surviving being attached to the wooden pole for a month without food or water. Then Helmeppo, probably during a conversation during a second dinner, could, again, slip about wanting to break the deal, since he would probably think that Luffy is just as corrupt as Morgan. But our Straw Hat Boy, this time without a straw hat, would not take any of that and instantly Gomu Gomu no punched him in the face. To which Morgan would probably react with further aggression. Being hostile towards Luffy, who'll just one-shot him anyway. Luffy goes and frees Zoro, offering him to join his Marine branch, since he likes his sense of justice and needs some strong allies to become a fleet admiral, which would probably be his dream, instead of becoming the pirate king. Now, Zoro doesn't really have anything against Marines other than Morgan. They never before did him any bad and he wasn't hostile towards them in a way of hatred, but more like a self-defense type of way. They attack him so he attacks them, and also, he was a bounty hunter, so he was helping them in a way anyway. Zoro accepts the offer and becomes Luffy's underling. I just have to state it now, but not all of the Straw Hat Pirates will be joining Luffy in this timeline, but just some of them, like Zoro, might. Oh, and I just realized I absolutely forgot about Kobe, but I'm too lazy to edit my script and include him now, So I'm gonna change some things, and let's say Luffy meets Alveda after he beats Morgan. His and Alveda's crew just meet on the open ocean and it just begins like a Pokemon battle. If their eyes meet, they need to fight. They of course don't stand a chance, the Alveda crew. I mean, there's Luffy and Zoro on the ship, but also a big amount of regular marine troops under Luffy's command, so they instantly defeat them and capture the entire crew. Luffy instantly notices that Kobe isn't like the other pirates. In fact, he's not a pirate at all, so he takes him out of the ship prison and offers him to drop him off on the closest island. Kobe actually asked Luffy about joining the Marines, being so grateful they rescued him, but also because he always wanted to become a Marine Solider anyways. Helmeppo doesn't join with him in this timeline. I have something special for him for later. Anyways, Kobe asks if he could join. Luffy agrees, but seeing how unexperienced he was, he doesn't instantly offers him a position in his branch, but instead he takes him to Garp so he could train. Alveda's crew and Morgan have been put in prison, and that's how our first episode of What If Luffy Becomes Marine ends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, let me know in the comment and don't forget to give me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and stay tuned. Goodbye world. Attack out.